It's so good. It's so good. This is what it's all about right now. Some good CS and Navi and Nip right now going toe-to-toe. And it looked like Nip were fighting back towards the end of Mirage there, but they couldn't quite get it together in time to stop Navi from taking the lead and getting that first map. So now it's a question of whether Nip are going to play this slow or play it steady. Want to see some aggression.
We talked about this, They need to start about, we need to see what those Swedish meatballs are made of.
Okay.
They definitely need Rez to play better as well. He's such a star player on this team, and it was a little bit of a slow start, so they definitely need that. And then they need to not lose the pistols, which they did just once, but it was enough.
So Nip starting on the CT side this time around. There are options, and we are seeing a little bit of that now. There are options for aggression on CT side Inferno. Bit of a peek at top Banana right now, hoping to catch somebody out. Once again, you take advantage of that one-shot, headshot capability of those USPs. And Lekro right now kind of doing the dance.
I don't mind him challenging either. He had a good map one. He was the best performing player for NIP. Let him take this fight. He's gonna get forced back, and that's just a little bit too unaware. I don't know how he got away. He goes back for it. That's insanity at a huge level, but he pays off.
There we go. There we go, Moses. There we go, Anders. That's what we wanted. Lekro showing us how it's done.
He should have been deep underground after that, running back, and now he's going to go for a fight here. Forrest gets taken out. You see Electronic setting up for a smoke. That's going to be towards the coffins. Another one going towards CT spawn. They're going to be ready for this execute Navi into the bomb site. 3 versus 4, though. 2 men already here defending. Can we get a couple of more USP headshots? Rez waiting back here. Instant headshot. Taking down Simple. And he wants a little bit more back. Oh my God, Rez! Taking down Susan. It's all on Electronic. 1 versus 2. He wants to find the bomb, but they're going to be on him. 2 different angles. He has just got the Glock to fight with here. Very, very tricky indeed. And he's looking for the early fight. Running closest, get right. NIP win the pistol. Stunning precision.
There we go. Bit of that wake-up call here for NIP. Individual plays, gents. That's what it's about. That's what they need. And, well, we got it. Lekro, strong start. He gets the ball rolling for his team, and Rez then delivers with the 2 on B.
The stunning thing about the Rez kills is he's so exposed. He's out in the open. He's not trying to hide behind a box. He's not trying to buy time. That's just like you live or you die by that play. And he delivers again. He also did the same thing on the CT pistol on Mirage with a couple of very nice kills at a critical moment. That was insanity. Just a couple, I mean, it is the range of these USPs really bailing NIP out. They did it perfectly, keeping the distance, keeping the spacing. Find that opening pistol to get the ball rolling.
Oh, that second one is so sick. That's what you want to see. Well, unfortunately, it did not pan out for Navi, but they did get the bomb plant, and there's the aggression from them. Straight into AKs, no time wasted. They want to take the fight to Nip and not let him get comfortable. So Zeus, making some noise with that Deagle, perhaps gonna just trying to sow a little bit of misinformation. Nip now aren't sure, is it a Force? Is it just a Deagle buy? What are we gonna be going up against? And that might play into the advantage for Simple and Electronic, who are currently rocking AKs.
Throughout this event, the changes we've seen in the money system, we've seen more teams just flat out save in the second round, go for the 3rd round buy. And for Navi, in the recent past that they've been playing, that they've kind of escalated, they've been buying, 1 AK in these second rounds and going for it. Well, now these money changes, it just double down on that kind of thought process. They're buying a second AK-47, a Galil as well. And they're coming into this with everything you possibly can.
It's working out early on. Simple with 1, Electronic with the other. Taking down Lekro to get right in. Simple just continues. More headshots raining in. Electronic going to drop Rez. In terms of the return on investment here, this is way off the charts. More than they could have hoped for. Forrest tapping away long range with the MP7. He's going to get shut down. A triple kill here for the superstar in Simple.
We mentioned that 1-2 punch time that was here. Simple 3 kills, Electronic with 2. Those AK-47s in the open, that's so brutal. It's more than they could have hoped for, and it was easier than they could have ever hoped for.
This is what you're hoping for exactly if you're Simple. I mean, if you're Navi right now, you've got Simple, you've got Electronic, get an AK in those guys' hands. Those AKs certainly were not missing. They weren't lost. They were right where they belonged, and Simple, it's just brutal. This is the worst case scenario for Nip as the hard reset comes in, and they're going to go for the force buy here in this round, not electing to go for the hard button, hard eco, not trying to save as much as they can. They want to try and take the fight straight back to Navi, but that's so tough when Navi are up and running like this.
They're playing on the T side as well, Navi, so if they have a good start right now, I mean, the comeback for NIP is just going to be very, very tricky. I kind of appreciate them buying here. I mean, it shows a little bit more of the boldness that maybe we were lacking on Mirage, so almost want to give them the benefit of the doubt and just say, all right, let's see what these pistols can do. They're croaking in some great shots. Forrest can too. There's definitely opportunities here, even with the pistols.
Let's see, Edward going for a bit of the jiggle peek, hoping that somebody was going to be holding close. It's Dennis with the CZ. little bit of a passive angle from him, and over towards Cross, it's going to be Lekro. He is taking a bit of a fight here with Edward, looking for the peak. Not going to pay off, though. Edward will survive. Does get tagged down to 72, but Navi is still comfortable. They've got a minute on the clock here to work with. They shouldn't be feeling any pressure yet.
And they're applying enough pressure early on in these rounds that there's no chance of NIP kind of holding any utility for a late situation to kind of stall them out or get something sneaky and some kind of a tricky flashbang. Now it's all up to NIP, and this is the thing. This is the map they played in the group stage, and one thing NIP struggled with was rotations, finding ways to stack one of the bomb sites where the attack is coming into. And again, there's only 3 players here. Oh, great shot, Lekro. Starts it out nicely. He's got Simple up next.
Let's go FPL on FPL right now between these two. Simple and Lekro, and it's going to be Lekro that wins it. Dennis with a follow-up, and Dennis gets them all. It's only Flamey left here fighting for Navi, and that's not for long. Forrest finds his kill, and Nip right back into it, 2-1.
That's absolutely huge. Being able to pick up that kill, I mean, he read that so well. Electronic, he went for the shallow peek. He didn't walk, far enough around the corner, right into the crosshair. NIP back celebrating.
We even have a bit of a crowd here. Yeah, there we go. We got some fans going for the chant.
All 6 NIP fans chanting their hearts out.
Oh, man. These are the Pug Stars, man. I love it. Lekro versus Simple. That's how Lekro got picked up to begin with. Dominated. Managed to make his way onto a team. It's been a long journey for him.
Well, we'll see if we'll get a return to normalcy here. Traded rounds to start this second map. 2 AK-47s on the board for Navi. That's on Electronic and Flamey. This time it's Simple relegated back to UMP duty. Dennis rotating over towards Rap side. But the tough part for this defense, if Forrest is the one under pressure, he's the only one actually defending the bomb site. Dennis and Lekro over towards the cubby can only watch top mid. And if they get smoked off, it's going to be tough to rotate back quick enough to get into the action. And NIP seems to think that this is going to be a B hit. They're trying to read the situation, and it's crazy because Rez is at the half wall. He sees absolutely nothing. There's no need to cheat Lekro over towards the B bomb site. He needs to get into the site and allow Get Right to play between each bomb site.
Very dangerous, almost getting caught there. Rez, he's still being hunted. Makes it back. Sus is relentless, and he overstepped the mark and gets taken out.
I did like the play for information from Nip, right? As you were pointing it out, where they seem to be really focusing on A, they go for a flash peek on Banana. Here's the trade, however, on short, and this is going to open the door here for Navi. They have a real chance to just swarm through, as it's only Lekro and Forrest, and with that smoke down, Forrest not going to be able to do too much.
He can't see a thing. He just shot almost all of the bullets into the thin air, and Simple, he's going to get one. Electronic with a follow-up, and Forrest out of the round. This retake, how do you get this done? 2 versus 3 for Mars, the MP9, somehow Get Right winning the fight against Flamey. That's a pretty good start now. One in the pit and one on the bomb site. They've got an impressive crossfire setup. They don't have any grenades to really break that apart with. They need one strong kill, and they need it very, very quickly here in IP. Otherwise, they're going to run out of time. Simple starting it off, and well, that's really good. UMP headshot on Rez, all on Get Right, and he's caught jumping. Still picks up the kill, but time is pretty much out here. Doesn't have a kit, and he's going to have to fall back here. Another round for Navi. That's tying it up again, 2-2.
That's a botched A defense, though. That flashbang that comes in was that Lekro rotating into the bomb site, and that flashbang is actually Forrest off the door. He's trying to blind and slow down lane, but Lekro's out in the open, so miscommunication on that, and then Forrest leaves the pit. The pit is your safety. You do not want to get out of that, especially if you're the only defender. So out in the open, Forrest is just in a situation where he needs to kill them all, or he's going to go down for nothing, and unfortunately, it was the latter.
Almost said safe space, didn't you, Moses? I could feel that was close. Right on that edge. 5th round coming up now, and with Navi winning it, they do save that 1 AK, and they're gonna buy behind it. It's just a buy fest coming in, and everyone just, no one wants to sort of take a bow and
listen,
say, just...
now it's a matter of pride.
Yeah.
You don't relinquish this economic tug of war.
No. This is a strong argument, basically, going back and forth right now. Heated, and they're digging deep, Nip. They're not willing to let go. They're going to get those CZs in play. And, well, Get Right, resurgence of him. Now's the time to show up here in the grand finals. You've got that AK. It's time to get some work done. He is setting it up for Rez to make an info play at bottom Banana. So they've taken Banana away from Navi. Navi don't seem interested in that at all. They're going towards the pointy letter.
Maybe. Pretty aggressive. Going to get shot in the back. Dennis with the C-set 75. He did it the last time. And this time he's going to start it off with a kill on Flamey, and they don't even really follow it up, although Simple patiently waiting. Not sure what Dennis was doing there. Maybe a little bit of an overextend, and Rez and Get Right going to be down next, so that did not seem necessary.
No, that's such a weird round the way it plays out. First, Flamey is just essentially sacrificed. Just send him out to go die. But after that, overcommitment from NIP across the board. Too many players swing into the A bomb site, and they lose track of the map. They lose track of the fact that Zeus can walk all the way up arch side, get a free passage in towards Library, and cut off Get Right's rotation. And that's the one rifle they have. So that's a pretty disastrous round for the investment that NIP put in, and they have nothing. They lose that little early battle for control, and Navi are going to get a couple free ones, or at least easy rounds.
Well, they get 4 alive. That's the important thing here for Navi. On a force buy from Nip, you want it to be close. Maybe 2 survive, you know? You have to battle it out. You're going to make them spend some money. Here, Navi get a real chance. Going into a hard eco from NIP, they get a real chance to start stacking up some cash and getting some breathing room here, where there will be a little bit less pressure on their shoulders. So right now, Navi playing it patient. No need to go charging in willy-nilly. And the bomb is all the way back in T-spot at this point, so they are taking their time with it. Simple with the Mac 10 to open things up. Rez gets overwhelmed. Simple, hungry to build that eco. He's just gonna be making money.
even just having a little bit of fun at the end, didn't he?
Rich.
Absolutely is. 3 kills with the Mac 10. That's gonna net you some cash right there. I think this is a bit of a struggle in the beginning, but you can tell that Navi, they're sprinting ahead now.
If you were watching some of the other streams in that round 5 of the group stage, part of the issues that NIP had with their CT side, losing control and losing sight and information on the rap side, which you've already seen them punish for once or twice, losing some of the control over towards pit at times. Some of their aggressive plays are way too committed and just don't have information on what the appropriate response is going to be from Navi, and they got peeled across the map. Got to be mindful of that heading forward into the future gun rounds.
There's the double take. Bait him up. Yep, that's exactly what he wants. Let's go, misses it. I like it though, a little bit of cheeky grin. He knows, just messing around. That would have been big.
He outplayed him, missed the shot.
It's kind of difficult to get the kills with those tasers, but it's possible, and I always feel like it's a moral victory when you do it, you know?
I mean, time has changed, has passed, Anders. I'm not actually cursing Lecker out for having a taser. I was actually a little bit excited about that play.
Yes, it was minimal risk, right? You know, he wasn't going to lose much doing it.
Well, here's the next investment for NIP. They do not wait to get an AWP in their hands. Not even waiting for kits, really. They only have the utility. Pretty decent amount. Everyone's got at least smoke and a couple of them, a couple flashbangs in there as well for good measure. Nice little boost from Lekro.
Let's see if Navi are going to pick up the pace a little bit, try and force some of that utility out from NIP early in the round. Minute 30 on the clock. And so far, Top Banana already drawing some attention to himself. That's Zeus and Electronic clearing it out. So now they have a lot of room to work with here. Navi, if they elect to hold on to Top B, that's a site that they can really easily execute to.
I think the key is NIP not even fighting for banana control. They don't have the economy. If you want to, they don't have the utility. If you want to go for that, you need the nades. And if you don't have them to initially cause some damage down towards the base, I mean, it's just not worth spending the little that you do have for that control. The interesting thing is Navi, even with that kind of knowledge, doesn't do anything to force a smoke out at that B bomb site.
See if they get what they want out of this one. Lekro boosted all the way up here. He sees one. The flashbang is so good, shutting him down. It's a good return for Dennis. In fact, a double taking down Zeus as well. And Flamey having a hard time making his way out of apartments. He wanted to follow up on that. He wanted to add a bit more pressure, but the pit player in Forest not letting him out of the apartments. That could be big right now. 4 versus 3 and 30 seconds left here for Navi to make it through.
Electronic only just now joining the party, rotating over from Banana. So now there will be all 3 players here for Navi moving on to the A side. Forrest still set up in pit, finds the one, but gets traded immediately. And there it is, Flamey coming up with the goods. Forrest and Dennis dead. It's on Rez and Get right now for NIP in a 2v2. Bomb planted, plenty of time to work with here for Navi as far as getting set up. And Flamey finding the headshot on Rez is really gonna pour on the pressure here. Get right now has a whole lot of work to do and he has no kit.
All on his shoulders, double pit play. How do you see that coming? If you kill one of them, you're probably going to expect the other one to be somewhere else on the map. This already turns around at the wrong time. He had the chance, just one of them. Yeah, he's going to see it. Flashbangs out, but this is almost impossible. That bomb ticking away in front of him. He does not have a kit currently picked up, and he might just have to evacuate the bomb site. Here's a really good attempt, but it's not going to be enough, and they almost catch him there. They can hide in the pit and just survive the blast, I think.
He's still looking for that second player. He still has no idea he was in pit the whole time. What a round from Navi. Again, they get stopped initially, but the trades in the mid portion, when they go back to that hit, this A defense has been crumbling.
One of them went boom though. So I mean, small victory. Sometimes that's the best you can hope for. But you know, Get right does manage to get 1 kill there.
Setting the bar low on our standard for victories, huh?
You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere, Moses.
Welcome, yeah. Glad we got you here.
One small step at a time.
So I like it. That was a 4-on-3 that they managed to lose. Defensively, that's...
Yeah.
Here's the thing we have to kind of discuss because we didn't mention it. We didn't, harp on it too much on map 1. Forrest didn't have a great game. I think he ended with less than 10 kills in that and a couple, he had that botched clutch as well. he's continuing that kind of a very quiet performance, and he's the linchpin of this A bomb site. He's playing in pit. That's where you need your star player to be delivering. We see it with Electronic on Navi. When they switch over to their CT side, we see some of the best players on each team playing in that pit position because it's so crucial.
Now Forrest was the one who was locking it down. Electronic now just trying to, once again, making a bit of noise over here on the B side, trying to draw out that utility, and he succeeds. So one of the smokes out of play for CT side, now over towards B. Navi still really with that focus on A though. Top mid right now under control. Electro decides to go charging in, somehow finds a kill. Despite the fact that he was facing 2 AKs, still walks away with a kill on Flamey, so he'll be happy with that. Into a 4-on-4, and keep in mind, GetRight's still got a rifle to work with.
They're going to have to boost one player up and rotate him back, though. They need to cheat. They have to be able to read where this hit is going to come, and it's not an easy thing to do, but they need to find that information, and obviously with plenty of time still on the clock, Navi can still switch it up. They need to find some way to get right over here towards the A bomb site. That's a good kill from Dennis.
Yeah, still with that C75. That's where he made it work the last time, trying to sneak his way through, but that A defense is going to fall almost immediately. It's one good kill there as Rez goes down, all on GetRight yet again. Last time was 1 versus 2, this time 1 versus 3. Could maybe get a kill on Electronic in the middle. He's going to sneak his way far. Oh, thought maybe he was going to wait even longer, but does get the 1 kill. This would be an almost impossible 1 versus 3. He's done the first part of the job, but now they know where he is, and again, he doesn't have a kit or any more grenades to really play around with. Looking for the headshot on Zeus, and he's calling it the backup. GetRight has to get out, or he's going to get shot in the back end. Indeed, he will be. Oh my god, he's out of bullets. Almost got that turnaround. That's 5 in a row for Navi. Some close rounds, but they're winning them.
Navi has to be thanking the gods that Zeus actually decides to get aggressive as well. If he'd stayed in the back of the bomb site, GetRight has time to reload.
I was just waiting for the air horns there for a second. GetRight just doing a casual 360. Hold on, let me go ahead 360 real quick. I'll still get that kill, that's fine.
Style points.
Style points. I love from GetRight as well that he baits it out, because I'm sure that he's hoping to catch that bomb planter as he tries to make it back to pit. So he whips around that corner. Unfortunately, Zeus went sight instead of pit. That could have very easily been a one-on-one there for GetRight, but tough break. 6-2 with Navi on fire right now.
Again, the critical kill comes from Edward, who got all the way up arch side, came through a smoke into the bomb site. Dennis had that kill in lane that gave the NIP a great chance to upset in that round, and just wasn't expecting the next play.
Shots all over the place though. Good nade use as well. And well, it is going to be Rez forced off the angle. Still not too much presence once again here from Navi. It looks like Zeus and Electronic now starting to work their way to get that top B control. Curious to see when we're going to see Navi going back for a B execute, though, because they really do seem to be focusing on A.
That's the wild thing, is that like all this, you know, this is all great from NIP to get the double op set up. They finally have the money to afford it, but at some point, Navi has been setting up a B hit perfectly. They've been getting A whenever they wanted, and at some point, they're going to notice a shift where NIP starts leaning towards that A bomb site just because they've been losing it in the mid rounds, and then head back towards B, and they do decide to do it right now. GetRight hasn't cheated over. There's no presence at A to cause that rotation, but still going to be a tough hold.
Are they going to Molotov that corner that Rez is in? Because that's absolutely doable. And this is a double up setup for NIP. If they lose both these rifles, they've been struggling economically. That's going to be a really, really big problem for them. 35 seconds. It's a full execute on this B bomb site. We're going to get the whole site just fired out right now.
Oh yeah, the flames, the burning ring. GetRight has found an area to hang out in though, still looking for that kill. Just a lot of damage, but no frags. Instead it's Rez now all alone, back of the site. GetRight charges through though. 2 kills for GetRight, nearly a third. Electronic will end him, but that's the damage done. Navi not gonna do it. And Ninjas in Pyjamas will hold.
I can't believe it.
I'm writing him off at the back of that side at that point. I'm thinking GetRight's gonna hang out on the other side in CTE, and that's just gonna be it. They're gonna go for a retake, and then GetRight surprises us all.
All of their positions caught fire in the first push, and then somehow Navi slowed down just enough that the Molotovs extinguished, and I don't know how NIP won this round.
No, I mean, this is just a great effort from GetRight, who just, the understanding that at some point you need to just stop thinking and go make a play, buy time. And that's his entire plan there. Buy some time, keep some space for Rez so he can get comfortable, so he's not blind, so he can take his op shots, and he ends up getting 2 kills through the smoke. Beautiful work from GetRight. But NIP, they cannot afford to lose this, they have to build.
That was so sick. Love the reaction from GetRight at the end as well. That's some vintage stuff right there. The man never changes. What a beast.
That has to be the catalyst for NIP. They're not going to have many chances, but that should be the one that fires the team up. They need to go on a winning streak here, you know, preferably just get all the remaining rounds, make it 9-6, and then continue on even into the next round. They really need to get fired up. Good flashbang there to force Rez off the corner, and now they're just running and gunning right through Rez, picking up the kill on Electronic. No fire at his feet this time. He's a little bit out of it. Tries one more time, and backup is coming in. The whole NIP team rotating Rez. One more to shut it down with a double. Finally, they take care of him, but Simple caught jumping by Lecro, and now it's Edward, 1 versus 3. He's got all the time in the world, but how is he going to get the bomb plant down without them just getting even closer? They hear it, and now they're going to set up for it. They've got a flashbang as well. They can easily set up for this retake. Dennis, he's going to get the kill just like that. 4 rounds for NIP, and again, this defense looking good.
The defense of the B-bomb side looking good. At A, they still haven't figured it out. They still haven't been able to hold that site clean against the rifles of Navi. So you can see, Navi did a great job of setting that up. So much success, you go back to the B-bomb side, and if that works, the game's essentially over. NIP have done the first, they've overcome that first hurdle. They've stopped the B attack. Now that A defense needs to get situated. They have to deliver because Get Right and Rez have done everything you possibly can.
Well, this is where you start getting into that mind game on Zeus's side or on Navi's side, right? Where it's just like, now do we go back to A or do we keep hitting B? Because now they're going to start thinking, okay, it's time to shift over to A. Do Nip play into that kind of mind game as well, where they start stacking on it, trying to cut Navi off at the heels? I mean, right now, Navi have got a decision to make, and it's looking like we do have attack pause coming through, so that's definitely what they've got to be considering.
I'm really curious. I'm not seeing a buy out of the Navi side, and they still have some time to get it in, 15 more seconds of freeze time. But we've seen them buy with less money, so I imagine we're going to see something come out.
Right, Almos is picking up the rifles. They are a little bit crazy on that Navi team, but you can't really fault them for it. It's been working out beautifully so far, so they're going to keep it up now. 6-4 is the scoreline. 11th round coming up now. And NIP, they need all the remaining rounds. They lost the first map. This is the second one. There's no more rope left. They've got to make this work.
We haven't seen a whole lot of aggression down Banana for NIP. Content to keep control of top Banana and the car, but no one pushing to flush Zeus out of his position. I think Get Right is now got the angle. He could spam through. This is so dangerous. This is a really dangerous game for Get Right. Zeus is going to push past. I don't think Rez is aware. Oh, that's a huge mistake. Get Right needs both, and he gets them.
And he gets them, and those are the only 2 players that are there for Navi. Edward wins a duel versus Dennis, and that actually kind of cuts it out here for NIP. They had such a huge advantage. Now it's only a man advantage.
Here's where NIP has struggled, though. They've struggled with this kind of a concept where Navi has control of this portion of the map. CT spawn and arch side. Forrest and Lecro both just scared, staying in pit. And this is where that idea that Navi has been so successful at A can really come to hurt. They need to find some decision, get out of this kind of frozen fear. And you can see Forrest starting to check, but it's not going to be in time. I'm not sure if Get Right has any clue that this is possible.
No, he does not seem like he's aware at all. Might just get, they're going to go around construction. If they don't see him from up here and he's going to hear the bomb going down, that's going to give him a second lease on life almost.
Yeah, he could ruin it for him right now. Depending on where the bomb plant goes down, if they plant standard by coffins, this is going to get hairy. Get Right, he's right around the angle. Simple and Edward still working toe-to-toe together. Right now, it's just, I mean, Get Right now, it seems like he's realized it. The smoke goes down, but it's going to be a little bit too late, and the bomb plant happens. So Navi now in a position to hold.
They have 2 Molotovs and 3 flashbangs. Like, think about how much time they can buy. If they know how to Molotov the bomb from construction, which you can still do, that's going to be devastating for NIP. They're going to put in a couple of smokes to retake this, but they have to win this round. There's another Molotov buying more time. Flashbangs to follow up. They just want to play for this. They want to make sure NIP do not get the defuse. They're waiting patiently at the moment. You see how low it is. They're going to have to be very quick, and Lecro gets shot down. Somehow, Navi finding a way back into the round. An unlikely 2 versus 3, but they make it work. 7 rounds on the board. That is so hard to deal with if you're NIP.
That information just came too slow. Forrest pushing down mid, and yeah, he eventually does clear out. Him and Get Right work together to clear out Banana, but yeah, the extra utility that Navi has, they're making these great calls, and I mean, part of it, they've been doing it since the group stage. Just go towards Archside and you're gonna find some success. NIP really struggling with that, and now struggling with what they can fight with. Not able to string enough rounds together. Already back into a situation, 2 CZs, AWP on Lecro, and only the 1 kit.
AWP didn't really pay off the last round either, unfortunately, for Lecro. Was kind of wondering if Nip would be able to make it work, considering they elected not to save the second AWP. They had that extra rifle last round, some potential mind games there. But now Lecro will be going ahead and really committing to that sniper rifle. When the economy is low, this is when you really have to find something good with that sniper. So already Navi, once again, control of mid, name of the game. Electronic holding very passively here.
What the op does allow is you can see Lekro posted up on this broken wall. You can see it on the mini-map here. So he's peering down towards Banana. That's allowed Get Right to cheat over. So just one more body to kind of try and plug this gap in the defense that they haven't been able to handle. He's the only one here. A lot of emphasis towards the bomb site in lane. But at least it's something.
Something to work with, but as far as the positioning is concerned, Nip content to really just give up mid. Getting crossfires established on the A site and just waiting to see what Navi decide to do. They're even, well, they're so low on utility right now for Nip that it really is a bit nip and tuck. 40 seconds left on the clock now for NIP. Lekro going to commit that smoke to hold off Banana, and it's looking like Navi, that's going to be enough for them. Zeus has already rotated back into mid, and it is looking like it's going to wind up on A.
Yeah, absolutely. They just want to make sure that Lekro doesn't know what's happening on Banana. Then they can execute on the other side of the map. But
oh, no.
Look at Dennis. He's taking the risk. He's going to have the perfect timing, catching Zeus in the middle of it and taking him down. That's beautiful. And now they're going to come out of the apartments. Everyone jumping down right in the face of Forrest. He picks up one. He can't get the follow-up, but Dennis is still here, and 17 seconds left.
Not a whole lot of time here for Navi. They're going to have to find the kills immediately, and Get Right catches Electronic looking the wrong way. It's on Edward and Simple now. 2v4, and it's all on Simple, but he can only mow down the one. NIP striking back as the clock winds down. 5 rounds on the board.
That first kill from Dennis in middle is so important because NIP, they'd had enough. They thought the time was running low, it was going to be a B hit. 2 players were just running out of the bomb site into CT spawn, so Navi just narrowly misses the timing, and that would have been a disaster. Nice aggression from Dennis.
This really throws things out of whack for Navi, though. Never mind. Just go for a force. Still buy. The concept of a full eco doesn't exist anymore, apparently, for Navi.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't exist for anyone, don't worry.
They just buy and buy and buy.
Zeus just read the patch and was like, cool, we'll just buy all the time. That's great. I have a new plan, boys.
Spend all the money.
Oh, man. 7-5. Let's be honest, 7 rounds on T-side Inferno, that's already looking really good. I don't think Navi are gonna be that worried any longer. They've got a strong position here to finish the game with. It's not over yet, but NIP really got to pull it together.
NIP electing to hold fairly passively. B site, no peeks on Banana, taking that time. I mean, really it is just about Nip trying to suss it out. Are they dealing with the hard eco, or is it going to be the force? Odds are at this point they're probably thinking it's the force, but no reason to go peeking around a corner and getting 1-degged. So, chilling out right now. NIP, name of the game, just run down the clock.
I find this defense today so interesting. 2 players on the arch side, Forrest underneath the porch. He just has to watch 2 angles. And yeah, he's covered from here, but if there's a smoke that goes up on that left side, he's in for a really tough time. Looks like Simple's lining that up now, just a flashbang, actually. But there's Forrest, first kill for him. He gets a second. There goes Dennis, and Forrest is still building upon it. All 4 frags.
There we go. Forrest finding the goods in the end. Give him the ace, boys. Give him the ace. Forrest, go hunt. Flamey gonna let him know where he is. That's kind of him, and now Forrest is gonna have a chance to get the ace. First one of the finals. But it might be Rez ruining it. Rez taking that fight, and Rez gonna deny him in the end. So, all in all, it is the, well, I mean, you can't always get what you wish for, Moses. You know,
I know,
just,
all that down,
we're older
all
now.
that down thrown in there, and then of course it's Forrest. He just does something spectacular.
Yeah, I think Rolling Stones made a song about that one. 5 rounds,
No, your
sorry,
audience
6
members.
rounds now for, well, it might be a little bit late, you know, a couple of decades. So I'm still gonna have to try Moses, you know. 6 rounds for NIP, 7 for Navi. Forrest with a quad kill, that's gonna be huge. He's got, what, 9 overall, and 4 of them were in that 1 round, so they need more out of him.
Listen, if he gets to the double-digit area, that's where I think we can start cooking here if it's NIP. Just because Mirage, it was a bit of a struggle for Forrest. He wasn't quite able to get that, you know, he forgot his backpack at home, basically. You know, now he's had time during the break to go and get it. And we'll see if he's able to stuff it full of NIP pretty soon here.
This is as close, I think, as we're ever gonna see a save out of Navi. I mean, they've got some upgraded pistols, but they've got nothing else almost.
You're right. There's a dig on Simple, dig on Flavey. And this is where it's, if you're NIP, you know, peeking these corners, that's a risk. Dennis decides to take it. He wins out on that one, but a little dicey. And Lekro will get his shot, and that's the bomb dropped as well. Navi now in a bit of a tight spot.
Yeah, they're just going to get taken out from here. So it should be NIP tying this all up at 7-7. And really, I mean, this is a pretty gutsy performance. Yeah, they've already given up plenty of rounds over to Navi for a T-side Inferno, but the fact that they're able to claw themselves back into this and potentially take the advantage into the second half is very impressive. Bodes well for them moving forward.
They were able to claw their way back in the first map, but I kind of want to see what happens to Nip if they don't have to claw their way back, if they just start with the lead, you know, instead of having to do that comeback. I feel like that would make things a little bit easier, you know.
Crazy thought, Anders.
I know.
Win the pistol round. What?
Get that going.
What's that about? I mean, Nip did win the pistol round this time around as well, didn't they? But
Yeah.
It's Navi. Even if you win the pistol, it doesn't always work out in your favor. Punished by a little bit of a trade to start the half between the two teams. Now everyone from Navi, 4 players coming up alt mid. They want to do, I think, a contact play, it almost feels, through the smoke. 1 pop flash. Could blind Lekro. Would he be able to get back in time? They are going to turn the corner. They are going to try and chase him down. He's got the new angle. He's got the shot to the face.
oh, beautiful work from Lekro. 2 kills. Could find the follow-up, but he's going to get jumped. Simple finds a headshot on him. Electronic delivers as well. 3 on 3, but Electronic's hanging on by a thread, and they used a lot of their utility in that push, Navi. Not a whole lot to work with here going into the rest of this round.
But how do they always seem to make that work? They lose 2 players, and immediately the trades are in, and it just comes back in so quick.
Yeah. It's, I mean, the firepower, raw firepower on Navi's side, Simple and Electronic, both with a kill.
Well, Forrest and Get Right, name a more iconic duo in Counter-Strike, and we'll see to defend this A bomb site, and boy, do they need it.
Oh, but Forrest is down and out. Zeus will get the kill. Simple waiting for the overpeak. Get right, going to be dropped as well. It's a double for Zeus, and I don't know, NIP, that's a 5 on 3 that they kind of end up giving away here. Rez retaking with an AWP. I'm not sure that's a wise choice. Gonna maybe look for some exits, but how does he even get on the site? This is, I don't know. I think Lekro was so fired up from the early shot. He was feeling so good about the early kills that he kind of overstepped the mark a little bit. Probably could have fallen back. Probably could have tried to play it a little bit more safe, and that really cost them a lot. Rez.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, is he going to go for it? Well, I guess he is 15th round, but no chance at all. Electronic going to take him down. Double for him, double for Zeus, and 8-7 in favor of Navi at the end of the half. That is just stellar for them. I think they're going to be very excited about it.
I'm curious to see if we're going to get the replay from Zeus's perspective, because he definitely stepped up. Yep, there's the first one on Forrest. That's the pit opened up, but then the duel versus Get Right. This is huge. Manages to win that out.
Yeah.
So big on Zeus. We don't really get to, you know, get hype for Zeus. It's a lot of Electronic, you know, Simple. Hey, Zeus is still here.
It's really hard to outshine that duo. If you're anybody else on that team, you're always going to feel like, well,
Yeah, you can't really feel too bad about it.
no.
Right? I mean, he is named after, like, the god, right? Like, the beast. Should be kind of trying to live up to that just a little bit.
Well, pistol round number 2 begins now in NIP. They would love to have it. They had the first one. They would love this to be able to get in, and Edward doing his aggression one more time, swinging out a little bit wide. That's Forrest with the duel and more aggression over towards Halls. This is just Navi trying to find what's coming. And
trying
they don't
to
learn
rob
anything.
one, too.
I kind of like this idea of them being a bit aggressive early in the pistol, though Forrest is going to win the fight. Those upgraded P250s have really come into play a lot, though. It's going to be a great return from Flamey. He wants to take this fight against Rez. He's absolutely ready for it. He's also the only one on the bomb site, and the rest are coming as well. Backup is miles away. Flamey, that's a gorgeous shot, but it won't be enough. Lekro with the Glock long range, still able to take him down. And Simple waiting for the timing. He wants to run through just as the bomb is being planted, and that was too much. Lekro drops him, and it's all on Electronic.
Feels like a bit of a repeat here. Nearly gets the follow-up. That was so close. Get Right now, bit under pressure here. Electronic gonna hunt him down. Get Right gonna take that fight. He's willing to duel it, but another headshot for Electronic. 1v1 now. Could be the 1v3 clutch. He's spotted him out, and there it is! Electronic, 1v3, making it all happen for Navi. What a beast!
What do you think Simple just said to him?
Said, you've got it. It's no problem.
Oh, here, take your beer back.
Yes, this is unbelievable, isn't it?
I don't know how Electronic found all 3 of those 1 versus 1s. Obviously, the read of Get Right. He knew he took that follow-up shot over towards New Box, and he knows he's put him back and kind of behind cover to not get information, but from there, just winning these, and Flamey with a couple nice kills even set up this kind of a situation for Electronic. What a beautiful performance.
That right there, though, I loved it. He was so close to getting the second one. That would have been even more brutal.
Think of the decision making. He spots the guy behind New Box and he says, I'm going to clear out Banana first, and then I'm going to back and finish you afterwards. This is like it's very hard to do that. You're not going to see a 1 versus 3 in a pistol round like that for a really long time. Impressive play.
That's one of those dagger rounds as well. If you're NIP, I don't know how you recover from a pistol round where you're up 3-1 or 3 versus 1 and you can't close it out. That is going to be so demoralizing.
Yeah, they lost the 3 versus 1. They lost the 5 versus 3 earlier. Those 2 rounds are some of the really, really big losses here for NIP on Inferno.
Why are NIP convinced that they need to make life harder on themselves? You know, life is suffering already, NIP. You really need to just take advantage when things are going your way. You know,
enjoy the good times.
Yeah, please stop.
All that. Edward goes down, so embracing the buy here is Lekro with the AK-47. And he's going to follow it up, shutting down Flamey. That's a good kill. That leaves just Simple alone on the bomb side. I say just Simple.
It is just Simple, of course.
Lekro's all alone, though. There's no one to back him up. They're starting to move up mid right now, but kind of questioning it. So if he were to go down, can't really salvage the AK-47. Can't trade him off.
Zeus is rotating back, though. I wonder what he picked up on.
NIP needs to just make a decision. They're waiting for Forrest to get to the end of halls before they eventually pounce onto this A-bomb site.
Still a bit of time with it. 30 seconds on the clock right now. And there it is. First peek from Simple, rewarded with a headshot on Forrest. Gets the follow-up as well. On to Lekro. Now the charge begins. But the damage should be done, although Electronic not able to trade Simple out. Still a 2-on-2. Zeus is hightailing it over here, but Electronic is like, no worries. I've got this on my own. 10 seconds left with the bomb plant on the way. Rez gets that at least, but it's a 1v2 retake. And Rez, you got a whole lot of work ahead of you here. You're pinned into the corner. Could get it done, but it's not meant to be. Electronic with 2 kills.
Think about the resources you have to sink into taking a bomb site against one of these Navi players. Simple taking 2 with them, then Electronic is there for the follow-up.
But
this seems fair.
This is why I mentioned NIP needs to make a decision, because you could see that they're so slow playing it that it gives Simple plenty of time to get aggressive and, again, find 2 1 versus 1s. First over towards halls, as Forrest has finally gotten the angle, and then the follow-up. There's not enough players being aggressive. Lekro's taking the wide angle. No one there to trade with them. They do eventually get it, but that's too easy for Simple.
I thought there was a chance there with Electronic being lined up behind Simple, where there was going to be that efficient trade on Simple's side of things. But, you know, I guess they just had to make it a bit more spicy, right? Everybody likes a 2v2 retake. You know, it's a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah, well, it certainly has been so far. Simple and Electronic are still the duo that's leading this whole server, and they were on the other map as well. See them both close to 180. Lekro on the other side is really playing lights out at the moment, but it isn't enough. They need more than just him. 10-7 in favor of Navi. They're 6 rounds away from taking the whole grand finals.
And they want this one bad. I had a chance to talk with Simple outside. He's like, no, you get a medal, you get the trophy. I mean, there's a lot on the line here as far as the tournament goes, because, you know, they feel like this is done right here at Blast. So they want those medals, Anders. It's up to Nip to deny them, though. Time to shatter some dreams here, Viking style.
It's not looking likely at the moment. NIP need to fix a lot of the mistakes that they've been making, and unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of time with which to do it. It's a big buy for them. Good nade damage on down towards Zeus. It's kind of a tenuous banana control. There's only Forrest really in front of that smoke. Rez gonna join him now, but no one challenging for Navi.
Just getting a little bit here. The Molotovs to force anyone back from the corner. So this is costing them a lot of grenades to get this far. That can be a problem later. Another Molotov just to buy even more time. They're gonna have, well, no one left when they go into the site, and they still lose the first kill to Zeus there. So what do they have left now? 2 smokes and a flashbang.
It's okay as long as that kill is traded. Look at the shift it's doing. Flamey's in CT spawn. He can't do anything from this position for some time. Simple now isolated and all alone in the cubby, and Electronic alone in the pit. Now Flamey's hightailing it back towards the A bomb site, and I think NIP might have just missed their timing.
Yeah, now they're walking into 3 men. One of them in the corner. Simple just ready and waiting. Flamey's going to be the first point of contact, and as soon as he fires that gun, just wait for Simple to make it work. There it is, and coming up from behind. Oh no, 3 of them there, and he doesn't get a single kill. Lekro instead shutting him down. 30 seconds on the clock, and they want to see if they can make the wrap. Flamey's gone. It's just Electronic in the pit. He's going to pick up 1 big kill there, trying to buy time. 20 seconds now. Edwards showing up, and the bomb is down, and somehow Navi win it. Unbelievable. They had it all working. They paved the way right into the bomb side.
It's the strength of that pit position. I mentioned it when NIP was on the defense. Electronic's so good there, just biding his time. And again, as long as you can survive there, when the rotation comes in, you create this really awkward crossfire. Everything goes the way for NIP until somehow it just all clicks for Navi.
It's holding it out. Electronic not overextending either, using the nades, using everything he had. Really have to appreciate it. You want that anchor. You want that, well, the guy you can count on to be playing that position who's going to get the job done. Edward, however, nearly roasted to death. Doesn't want that Viking funeral just yet. Willing to hold on. But it will be NIP working their way up, and Edward winning the duel versus Rez. This is a quasi-buy coming in here. Bit of a half buy coming in here for NIP. Still some money in the bank, but they have invested. You heard the helmet.
Good utility use there at top banana. I mean, if they know, then they're going to be happy about that whole scenario, but they couldn't really catch him. This game is slowly starting to slip away. I don't feel like Navi just running away. I really feel like NIP are putting up a pretty good fight here, but it's just not enough. They need to win some of these really big clutch rounds where they have it down to 1v1s and 2v2s. Navi are doing a great job at it. Dennis set up there to spray a little bit too long. He needed that kill. One of the really critical ones. Now grenades are running in counter as well. 50 seconds on the clock. And Zeus getting overrun. Dennis still making it work. Edward lining up with the UMP. And Dennis with the turnaround. One more headshot in him. And Lecro trying to guess through the smoke. It's a 3-on-3. Big chance here for NIP.
Simple somehow wins the duel versus Dennis. That could make the difference here. Now with the man advantage. More angles covered for Navi as they move on to the site. Smoke has cleared off a CT now. And Get Right worried about the flank through Banana. A little bit of noise being made there by Simple. But Simple and Electronic working together as a duo. Flamey just there to lock that site down. Get Right's going to be the linchpin here. Get Right is going to be the one who can perhaps catch, at least watch Lecro's back, but more importantly, focus on Flamey. However, he loses his teammate, and Get Right gets mopped up by Simple. All three survive for Navi, and they continue to extend their lead.
It feels like there's been so many situations where NIP's actually had advantages over Navi, and they just haven't hit the mark. And it's tough to see because they're making the right decisions and not completing the play. And now, I mean, you mentioned it was maybe Navi getting slowly taking a lead. It seems like it's pretty quick to me at this point.
Yeah, it's really starting to speed up. There's just no denying it. And I think the kind of mistake that you're talking about here, where they have the advantage, but they can't complete it, with the tenure on Get Right, Forest, and Dennis, you would want that to be one of the core strengths of the team, right? To sort of be able to slow it down and make a critical call in a 3v3 and a 2v2 to make sure you don't give them any kind of easy way back into bomb sites like that. And I don't know, it's not really working out right now. 5-round lead for Navi. They're getting dangerously close right now. They have the money to buy as well on the NIP side. So see how this all works out. Still pretty good utility on them, in fact.
Yeah, that's one thing that NIP have managed to do here. Navi committing quite a bit for the anti-rush nades. NIP really holding on to their utility. So later on in this round, they're working on getting control of top banana right now for NIP, just taking their time with that, and then apartments are going to be clear. So they're going to have a whole lot of the map to work with, and if you have managed to hold on to your utility, as they have going into the late round, now they have all the options. They can go for the hard execute if they want. Basically, just flip through the page book and, blindly pick and say yes.
Strat roulette, we call that.
There you go, strat roulette.
Here comes Dennis. Fresh out of boiler. Lecro with that opening kill. That's right through the smoke, and Zeus is going to be a little bit heartbroken about that one. Still 3 players here, though, and that's the painful thing. NIP might think because of that kill, because of that pick, there's only 2 defenders, and they could run in just a world of hurt.
I feel like in terms of impact, especially in some of these early rounds, Lecro is miles away of everybody else here on NIP. He's just had a devastating impact on Navi in this game. He just needs a little bit of backup, and the more time passes, maybe somebody else could be there to help him out.
I think NIP read this. I think they said, we killed Zeus. Zeus is usually a B player. Let's head towards that side of the bomb site, but there's one player in CT spawn. Edward shuts him down. The B bomb site should be closed. That's both B defenders accounted for. So NIP gonna get a free plant out of this, but as we've seen so many times, can they actually hold on to it?
Great detail to pick up there. The positioning of Zeus, paying attention to who you're killing. That's half the game here. But now with the man advantage and all 3 of them, I mean, this is going to be a bit of a sledgehammer approach here from Navi, and Get Right's going to be in for a rough time. Nade gets committed. That's only the one. A second one follows through, and quite a bit, so that should be giving him an indication. He's going to line him up. Gets 2 headshots. That's Get Right doing the job. And Simple losing the duel versus Rez is not going to help things here for Edward. 1v2 retake for him, and well, so much time is now ticked off this bomb that he's starting to think of a way out.
Wow, they lined up for Get Right. That's all you could hope for. And honestly, if you're Get Right, you're not expecting 3 men to retake from Banana. That doesn't happen all that much, so he could have easily got caught off guard. Good shot there on Rez, but the round will go for NIP. Forest to close it out, 12-8. That was a critical round that they had to win.
Yeah, got a little bit of fight left in the Zen IP. And yeah, that was one of the rounds where don't have to doubt anything they did. They played that perfectly, especially noticing who they're taking out, who's getting the kills, who's getting taken out from Navi, and just figuring out which is the right part of the map to attack. That banana control as well, they were ready for it, and Get Right, he's just kind of gifted these, isn't he? He didn't have to do any work for him.
Oh, that's as good as it gets, right? Hey, just run into my AK, 1-bullet headshots, yeah. I mean, hey, you'll take it. And if you Get Right at that point, yep, exactly. Just like, I did my job.
Just happy. Sometimes it's nice not to have to, go 100%. You can just, take it easy. Right. 21st round going to be coming up.
Yeah, right. Does not know how to chill, Anders.
No,
He's not. I mean, right now, that is what. Again, it always feels like you have those individual plays for these teams when they're behind. You need a guy to make a play. You need a guy to really just do some work. And hopefully that's going to be enough here for NIP to get that confidence back, to start being decisive. You start getting these rounds on the board, because this is a golden opportunity for them. We'll see now. Do Navi believe in Ecos or not?
Got to appreciate the resurgence of Dennis into the second map as well, right? He's all the way up there at 17 kills, 16 on Lecro. So he's done a really good job in terms of helping out the team, and he was having some struggles on Mirage. Simple in the middle with a Deagle. He just wants to keep on challenging. Why not? Gonna go for the fight against Lecro. That Deagle is absolutely lethal on Simple. We've all seen just hours of highlights of him shooting people in the face with this gun. Don't want to challenge him, and he almost does it. That's very close.
Got some rounds to play with. Unleash Simple a little bit in these Deagle ones. Let him have some of his fun here. Not working out this time. Look how cautious NIP is. I think they know in the back of their head, they're like, we just can't make any more mistakes. We have really just maybe one more lifeline in this game.
I like to see that from him, though. It's not exactly the style, right, where you get to just charge down mid or charge up mid, look for fights. They're electing to go for the slow, grinding approach. Keep it together, because you need to keep building that money right now. NIP have no bank. If they were to lose this round somehow, or lose a lot of players in this anti-eco, that's going to be painful for them. They don't have a lot to fall back on, so they need to keep it tight. So far, that's exactly what they're doing. 45 seconds on the clock.
They haven't even moved since the last kill. Just now slowly starting to creep up. One player watching the flank, and even he's given that up. He's just joined all 5. They just stay in a ball.
Yeah. I mean, sure, with a rifle or a grenade, you could do some damage, but with a pistol, it's very hard to kill 4 people that are just all on top of each other. They really don't do enough damage. And flanking around into an empty bomb site. I think NIP are going to be fine with that.
That's as good as it gets. Christmas come early, and Zeus backing off. Perhaps, I mean, there's nothing really to save here if you are a Navi's side of things. Hope for some exits, but really just hold on to the gear. Zeus in particular, you've got Kevlar already, so...
And a smoke.
Yeah, so definitely something to hang on to here for the next round. Don't take any unnecessary risks, and NIP are thinking the exact same thing. Just back out, clear out those angles, survive the bomb blast, and think about the next round.
Strange as it sounds, I'm just happy to see NIP not mess up some of these rounds, you know, because they had a bunch of them already where, you know, they ended up losing to CCs of Deagles, and I think they're at the end of the rope when it comes to that. They really have to just play it flawlessly if they want any chance of coming back into this. Another round on the board, though. Oh, man. 12-9.
Forget about that each and every time, don't you?
I know, I do. Every single time the bomb goes off, I'm here like ducking. Hey, really, they're toasty.
I mean, going back to the first half, round 15, NIP loses a 5-on-3. Starting the second half, they lose that 3-on-1 in the pistol. They've actually had 3 plants in the 4 rounds that they've lost in this half. So they're finding ways into the bomb site. It's just that critical juncture, that the post-plant situation is just the one where they're falling unbelievably short, which is heartbreaking, because they're doing a lot of the right things and still just getting outplayed.
Let's see. Simple's got the AWP this round, though. Finally. Gonna have that firepower in his hands. Means that he has no utility, but he does have an angle right now. Willing to hold it. On the other side of the map, Rez starting to set up perhaps for some top banana control. Thinking about getting around these angles. Force is gonna be there to help him out. And so we're still waiting. Flamey has heard some movement in apartments, so they have a little bit of information to go off here, Navi. Has heard Dennis stomping around up there. Scuffing up those floorboards with his boots.
Rez and Force have both shown that they're willing to take that fight towards the spawn choke point at this B bomb site. They don't mind just swinging wide and battling it, perhaps because of the personnel that are playing it. But they've done it plenty of times, and now all 5 players towards the B bomb site. NIP, they're going to have to make this hit happen. They're going to have to do it quick before Navi realizes there's no pressure on A.
Edward, he's got a grenade in hand. He's so ready for this. Going to try and smoke them off. They push him anyway and take him down. That's a big opening. Zeus gets run for the smoke, but that's kind of all right. They're still able to cross into the bomb site 4-on-4. And look at how far away Navi are. Even now, a couple of them are on the other side on the A bomb site. Zeus goes down, and Navi have to just retreat. They were so far away. That's a good move from NIP. These calls are looking much better now.
And Navi didn't even have the money to kind of get over it because they were so far away. They couldn't even think about retaking that. So saving these 3 weapons, it's the good call to make. You can still have a solid buy behind this. You can drop some Deagles, maybe some SMGs over to your teammates, and you're going to be sitting just fine with plenty of utility.
Dennis gets the gold star as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that push on Zeus. You like that?
That push into graveyard, like
'cause
that's where it's at.
Once he goes down, that's like the position that the CT team, if they give up the bomb site or if they lose it, you have to control that area or else no retake is possible. So if they even wanted to think about retaking the bomb site, they needed Zeus alive.
So it doesn't pan out for Navi. Getting a bit of the toast going. I mean, you know, it's not a tan due to the sun, guys. It's standing close to these bombs going off.
Wonder how much it is to rent that fireworks for New Year's, you know? Didn't feel you could just go all night, you know?
I mean, these are blast standards. You live in Copenhagen. I'm pretty sure you could get in there real quick.
Figure it out.
Nobody will notice.
Arrange a party somewhere. 12-10, ladies and gentlemen. 23rd round now coming up. And NIP, I mean, I almost don't want to say it. I don't want to jinx it, you know, but I feel like they're starting to find the right rhythm. And Navi must be doubting themselves a little bit too. And also the fact that they're running out of money means these rounds are harder and harder to defend. Especially that banana fight early on when you don't have grenades or CTs. That becomes really tricky.
Well, look at this. Navi's had some troubles in Banana, so they put Simple there with the AWP. If anyone's going to challenge this, they haven't seen the op yet, and Simple could be there to punish. Rez about to turn the corner. Simple, how wide does he want to swing? Edward just waiting, and there's the peak, and Rez needs to win this fight. He absolutely needs it, and he can't. Forrest with the trade, but Simple cannot respond in kind. A hard-fought control of top Banana.
That's getting a bit formulaic, though, right? That Molotov going into top Banana, that's usually going along with Rez going for the push. Navi have been around top Banana enough to start picking up on that, so it looked like they were trying to play. I mean, that is one thing that you can do, and I think that's where Simple took that damage, right? Stand in the Molotov just a split second with that op. Hope that the timing lines up for you to take a shot. Didn't pan out that time, though, but they do trade, so it's 4-on-4 right now. And NIP still making some noise over here around A, but the bomb is waiting bottom Banana.
And that's a problem, because Forrest is supposed to stop anyone from pushing down Banana, and he's supposed to get information on the B bomb side. He cannot leave his position. This is NIP spreading their resources thin.
I'm not loving this, especially the time that's left. 30 seconds. NIP, they can't mess up this round. Get right and Forrest now combining on the B side, but they really need to win this round. This is a big victory for them if they can. Dennis looking for the opening. He's going to get it against Flamey. Zeus right on the other side, and Dennis doesn't see it yet. Good flashbang. And on the other side, Lekro as well got taken down. It's all down to Simple to try and stop NIP. Good shot on Forrest. They get right close range. He gets the headshot, and he's in a 1 versus 2. This can still work. Oh, coming through the smoke. Not quite. Electronic, he stops at the last second. And Get Right sneaking out towards Banana. He's trapped right on the other side. Get Right, and this is not going to work out. Electronic will take him down. He had to do something. Very hard to know what the right move is in that one.
Pulling the nade out, you can see he's shaking his head there. That timing with the nade, there's nothing worse.
He read the play. He just wanted to put the smoke down to just prevent from being flanked out, give him a little bit of safety, and just misread the timing of it.
Tough break there for Get Right, and a tough loss for NIP.
It's that split. It's when you're dedicating 2 players to the A bomb site, you know, away from where the bomb is heading. They better clean house. And even if they do, what if they do it too successfully and Simple decides to save and just stay on the B bomb site, and then he's there anyways?
Yeah.
So you're taking a huge risk.
Definitely. I mean, well, Simple, he came so close to ruining it, but it does work out in the end. 13-10, Navi. A valuable round on the board, money on the board to buy as well. So Nip have their work cut out for him here going into this key round. This is the one that could be a make or break for Nip. This is the one where they really need to get work done, and Forrest just getting mauled by an HE.
Oh, and the follow-up Molotov is going to take him down. That was just too much grenade firepower, and that's the big difference. Edward caught mid-air. That was risky.
Yeah. Yeah.
To say the least.
To say the least. That's considering how many times it's been Rez and Forrest there as a duo. Edward must have known. It just didn't work.
That's the second time Forrest has eaten a nade in the early stages of the round, down to about half HP. And obviously this time he's cleaned out by some additional utility thrown out by Navi. And now NIP, they've kind of taken all decisions out of their hands. They've rotated everyone over towards Banana. No more control towards A, no more Get Right perched up halfway to at least let them know that there's no flanking. They kind of have to hit this B bomb site. The longer they wait, the more potential there is to be a second defender here.
And look at Flamey. He's just peeked the middle, so now they know no one is here, and they're rotating everyone over. This is a really, really great play out of Flamey and Navi. They've got all the info. This should be a hard bomb site for NIP to take right now.
Oh, with that smoke going down, there's a perfect flash, so that's going to stumble him. Electronic and Flamey kind of stuck. They will go for the boost. That is going to give him an angle right over the smoke. Needs to get the one kill. Does it? Doesn't survive, but still that opens it up for Zeus to have an impact. Zeus will be able to find the second kill. Man advantage for Navi going into the retake now. 20 seconds on the clock for Dennis. He will succeed in getting the bomb plant, but he will get killed in the end. And he doesn't even get the bomb plant split second.
He kind of just had to go for it, right? I mean, I don't know if there was another choice there. 14 rounds for Navi. NIP, they had a string of what, like 2 or 3 rounds where you start to feel like it was possible, and I'm not sure anymore. Navi look like they're right back into it.
Again, though, NIP has the right read. They make the right play call. They just miss it by about 5 seconds. That pop flash in mid to clear things, and that's one thing we didn't see NIP doing on their CT side. Navi is willing to get aggressive and go find out that information. Use one flash, peek down mid, you see nobody, fall back to the other bomb site. You know the hit is coming at any moment, and they just get there in time.
Really on the nick. That boost over, that just created it all, and Zeus doesn't miss out on the chance. Navi showing the level that we expect to see here in the grand
NIP
final.
have to buy here as well.
No, there's no holding back now. It looks like they will be able to squeak an AK out of Dennis. They do actually have a bit of money here for a buy. So NIP, it's not going to be threadbare. They are going to have some options. Navi, that was obviously very expensive for him, but it's looking like they'll be able to get back into it as well. That bank on Zeus, nearly 8 grand, definitely going to help. Just buy the kit, Zeus. Just buy the kit. Please. You've got 2,500, man. Just buy the kit.
Sold always. I mean, whenever you do that, it always comes back to haunt you, doesn't it?
Back for 2 maps and he's already tilted.
Some things never change, man.
Oh, we'll see if it's going to be a factor here, the fact that he didn't. Trying for the fight. That's Forrest opening up on Flamey. In spite of the grenades, just didn't even care. They're going to get a lot more in return, and he's down to half health.
Again, how many times now has Forrest just eaten that green apple?
But he saw 2 players there after killing 1.
Oh, look how fast this is. Simple. He needs to do so much more. Dropped in towards the pit. He's going to get him. They're going to turn the corner. He tags 1. Electronic from up top. He's got 3. A heroic hold for Electronic. And that might shut down NIP.
What a play. The setup from Simple, drawing attention to himself. The 1-2 combination punch just laid him out. Forrest catches Edward looking the wrong way. Still a 1v2, and that bomb is dropped just out in the open on short. Electronic there to camp it, and Zeus will find the kill on Forrest regardless. So, 15-10, tournament point, 5 of them for Navi.
It's a grotesque spray down from Electronic, and we talked about him as a pit player. Having someone in there that can do that kind of work is just outrageous. It's a great call for NIP, because Forrest gets the 1 kill on Banana. He sees 2 jumping back. He knows at most there could be 2 on A, and he's just thinking, that's sweet, we've got it. And then it's Simple and Electronic that are over there, and they just can't stop him. 15-10, match and map and finals point here for Navi.
That's gonna feel good for Navi. Now you're gonna have the confidence to just lock it down here. If you're Navi, pick up that trophy, hoist it high, and get the medals to boot. And NIP right now looking like they want to go back to the playbook, perhaps. Dennis with a bit of a setup, at least. Get Right and Lekro. They may just like get some revenge here versus Electronic. Can Get Right get in there? Get Right might have a chance.
He's very close, jumping right in his face. I don't know. They just weren't expecting it to be that fast. He's going to stay in pit. The rest are going to rotate over to the other side of the B-bomb site. And only one player here, and that's Simple. He comes charging right into the smoke with the C-set 75. He's listening for the footsteps. He wants to find the perfect timing. I mean, he's actually going to walk the other way. I was thinking he was going to try and do it. He does get the kill on Forrest. It's a spicy shot to come out there, but still, not sure they should try and go for this. And Lekro going to win the fight against Zeus.
What is that? Lekro with the headshot, sees that long range. Still just as good, that pistol. Edward finding the kill, though. So we will be into that man advantage now for NIP. Navi have got money in the bank. They can try for it. No, not actually. They don't really have a lot, so it would be a bit of a risk here for Navi, but it's looking like they're not going to hold back. They want to get the job done now. And it Simple missing that shot. Edward, Hail Mary, and it's not going to work. Rez with the headshot, and NIP still in this fight. 11-15, a key round here for the Ninjas.
It is really interesting because it seemed like they were halfway deciding to save that and going back to the last second when there's almost no time. And now the economy's in shambles for Navi. So again, one more lifeline extended to NIP.
That's why I was confused. I was like, well, if they've got money, why are, you know, like, if you don't have money, why are you trying to retake?
And guess what? They're going to force buy into this round as well.
Turns out they have money.
I thought they had enough.
Not entirely. Zeus still has 1,200, Edward with 1,900. But the rest of them bought down to just nothing.
It's a famous esports saying, the money will come. Edward hiding inside of the B bomb side. Huge stack on the other side for A here. 4 people waiting around, and they're in some strange angles. Sue's going to pick up 1 kill. Dennis with a quick return. That's very important. And Simple's going to be going down. It's looking a little bit better here for the Swedish Ninjas. Sue's caught in. Oh, wow. He was weirdly juggling back and forth, and he still managed to pick it up. Now Edward hiding inside of it here with a 5-7. Yeah, they're going to blast right through. And Forrest, he was sweeping it.
Yeah, he was.
They heard that footstep. They didn't like something in there, so all precautions taken. And I mean, that's a pretty dangerous round with what Navi brought into it.
And I mean, as far as Navi are concerned now, 2 rifles, including an AK, get out, save that, and now you're gonna have some real tools to work with in the next round here. You still have a margin for error if you're Navi.
Here's the other side of that coin, though. They bring these 2 rifles into the next round. If that kind of convinces them that they can force up, because Zeus can drop a weapon over, that's a lot of money that's going to be spent around where you don't have a full kit across all 5 players. Might allow NIP a chance.
Oh, if it stays in the hands of Electronic, okay. If the AK goes in the hands of Simple, then we're cooking. Then there's gas involved. To quote my beast, Henry G.
15-12 is getting dangerously close now for Navi. This game changes so much when you go into overtime. Like, whatever momentum you have, if you're the winning team, it tends to kind of disappear. And if you're NIP, you're going to get fired up for that overtime. You know you've got a big chance to push it onto that 3rd map. They're not there yet, but starting to feel that way. Looking a lot better for the Swedish side. 3 more rounds. No more mistakes. We've said it time and again, but they've run out.
Backs are to the wall, and it's looking like attack pause. So I'm taking some time here, figure it out. I like it because we can actually just glance back. It's not like being in other rooms, right, where you don't get to see the players. We can just actually turn around. And yeah, a bit of a chit chat going on here, obviously, with these teams getting their heads in the right place.
What do you make of Flamey being at 8 kills in this game? I feel like that's a bit of a drop-off.
Everyone deserves an off game.
Forrest had one last game.
In a grand finals?
I mean, Forrest at least is up to 15 right now. And Nip are a bit more even across the board.
Listen, I mean, we've talked so much about how deep this Navi team goes. Sometimes there's only so many kills. And when you have Zeus up at 20, I mean, that's where Flamey's kills are going at the moment. Zeus is taking all of them. Electronic wants more, though. I think Rez is going to get caught out. He's been successful in Banana in the past, but Electronic doesn't even want to give him the chance anymore. Deep smoke down. And they have invested a lot, Navi, into this round.
Wow, and Edward, yeah, exactly. Now he's got a rifle to work with as well. There's a smoke, block off Banana, and it's looking like Nip not ready to say die, taking control of top mid right now, hoping to catch somebody out of position on Navi's side, but Navi now holding way back on A side. They want to force Nip to come to them, walk into those angles that they're holding.
For the most part of this half, NIP has had enough space in Banana to allow Forrest and Rez to get up towards that half wall and actually take fights towards the site. This time, Navi pushes down. There's Edward. Step by step, NIP is losing players, and they just don't have the ability to recover from it.
They're right going down. This is looking very, very dark indeed. Lecro and Dennis, 2 versus 5. They've just got shot down. The confidence of Navi overwhelming. Flamey gonna take his fate right off, and now it's Dennis, the last one left, trying to fight it through. But Navi, they have looked absolutely incredible, and Simple is there. Your new Blast Pro champions, Navi!